I've been on mute this whole time. Shit. My bad. I'm not gonna redo all that, but hopefully you kind of got the idea through my mouse movements what I was saying. But okay, so bottom right chart we turned off. Left hand ES charts are both in uptrends. If I look at my ES charts and my NQ charts on my other screen, they are up. 3 minute, we're up. Let me look over at, let's see, we're up here. What's our double look like? Our double long term is up. Our CKR, our 40 is turning up. Our 80 is up. The cloud is up. Let me go over to my other screens here, my other computers, and look at the Flexi chart. Flexi chart long term is up. Flexi chart, I would need to get above 735 to start looking for longs. So let's see what happens. Where are we price wise? We're near any large numbers. We're at right below 5640 with a triple top on the ES. If we look at that top left chart, NQ, where are we? We're at below 750. You see, every time we, so okay, wick right here. It'd be easier if we do it this way. All right, little wick right there. That got blood. another wick right here, and then lots of wicks right there. So as it came up and is testing this 750-ish area, not exactly 750, but get the idea. It's putting in these wicks. Right, so big wick, even bigger wick, lower close, and then we get some maybe indecision over here. Right, and so we could be closing below this like weird trend line-ish area, and then it's like, what is it? I forget. It's anyways, it's somewhere where you draw the line to figure out how far it could go back down, but if we just eyeball it, it could get down to below 700 if that pattern holds. Been a while since I've read any chart pattern books. Read enough of them, looked at them a long enough time that you can just recognize some of these patterns. Take a look at that again. All right. But we're just gonna wait for the open. We have open about a minute and a half. About 10 seconds. Feel like the market opens strongly with volatility. It may be a halfway decent day, but we'll see. A minute after the open right now. The Q is kind of pushing up and ES is kind of pushing down, staying sideways. ES4 range looked like it wants to come down a little bit, but you know that could change immediately. By down a little bit, I mean it could just stop at 33 if it came down. Need to get above 735 on the NQ if I'm going to take that long on Flexi. Needs to get above that, then it's got to retrace, and then you got to go long. But you need to be above 735. above 735, but it's not doing much. Yes, at least is starting to move in the same direction as the NQ. We'll see if that continues. Came up to 750. Let's see what it does up here. A big bar on the 5-minute, but I think that's just due to scaling. Okay, well. All right, so I try to get long on Flexi at 52. And it's an aggressive entry in that I entered with a limit order and it just flew by me, didn't fill me, and went straight to 62, so I had to cancel that trade. Otherwise, that would have been a nice little 10-point winner. But we didn't get filled, so it's okay. We'll keep watching, see what the other charts are doing. It's very aggressive entry, very aggressive. And yes, it's one of those days we're going to break even quickly. There's Rhythmic, a 21 break-even trade. Nothing worthwhile. A little bummed I got passed up on that Flexytrade, but that's okay. We canceled it when it got to 62 because that was our profit target. And so I'm happy with that decision. So this 5-minute bar that we're working on right now is just as long as the 930 to 935 5-minute bar. So we're not starting off great, which is kind of what we expected with all the, testifying with the FOMC and Treasury. So, the market's doing what we expected it to do. On my Flexi, what I'm doing right now is I am just going to shut down. There were no trades, and I'm shutting down because I missed the winning trade, and to save myself from potentially, trying to take another trade to make up for that, I am shutting that server down so I don't take any stupid trade. Okay, NinjaTrader is shut down over there, and Rhythmic is cleared, and server is shut down. Okay, so now we're only going to focus on the Bulenox, the Precision, and Legends. And Legends is here. You can see 5-minute charts looks terrible. I expect this is going to be most of the day. Maybe it'll pick up right before lunchtime into the close, which we will not be trading at that time. Very big on picking a time of day and trading that. I think the market personalities change throughout the day. You have different market participants, different news events, etc. And we're just looking to take advantage of certain situations. We don't need to trade every movement. We don't even need to trade half the movements. I'll be happy trading one small part of a larger movement. So I'm watching the CKR setup right now. The 80 range had turned up, now it turned back down. I'm waiting to see what the 40 range does. If the 40 range goes up and we get a up signal and the 80 range stays down, then if the 40 range turns back to down, I might get short. Yeah, not looking really good here. Nothing. You've seen this top left on this ES, it's just pure sideways market. There's not much movement, so there's not much additional analysis we can do here. Just kind of just wait and see what happens. NQ's kind of pushing down on some candles with the ES pushing up, so we'll see what happens here. And not much movement, so no real change in analysis. No analysis. This 40 range bar could turn down right now in the NQ and close down. That might be a good setup. Hardest part of summer trading is staying patient and waiting for your setup. Like I've said, trading is boring, and it should be for the most part. Look at these bars. It looks horrible, doesn't it? $9.56. All the tests fine. Even though for a minute I thought the NQ had a chance to break to the downside. We're still inside the 5-minute open range. Three minutes until a new 5-minute bar. This still hasn't changed very much. There was a potential long here on ES, but with the way it's moving and with this complete sideways, I don't like it. I still think that this could be a fake out. We need more information before we determine what's happening with the ES, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Quadruple top there. And it kind of pops up, and it hasn't really decided what it wants to do on this bar right here that's forming. On the 4 range, it kind of put in this little top area that could be a true topping pattern, or it could be a false. So we just don't know. We just gotta wait. Looks like the 80 range CKR wants to change back to up. Yes, is still figuring it out. You had this bottom right real long wick, and then it kind of went sideways. Can't tell anything from here. 80 range CKR looks like it's still going to close to the upside, so that means we would need to wait for a short setup on the 40 range. Then it needs to switch back to the long, and that's when we would potentially look for a long. 10 minutes or 10 seconds until 10 a.m. New 5-minute bar, and technically the testifying begins. It could have began already. I have no idea. I don't have it open. I don't plan to watch it. I won't watch it. Can't imagine it's going to be anything different than what they've already said, except some sort of, interesting questions from Congress. Range could turn down on the CKR right now, but the 80 range looks like it wants to still turn up. So even if that 40 range turns down, I won't take it unless the 80 range just turned down. If the 80 range closes down, the 40 range closes down. They both need red, I believe. May take that on the aggressive. Got short on the Bulenox, and also I don't want that thing to flip back up. If it flips back up, it'll stop us. That's okay. Otherwise, here we go. All right, so we got Bulenox. Let me take a look. We traded 1 count on Bulenox. We netted $210.82 after commission. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and shut down our Bulenox NinjaTrader. Let's grab a quick image of Rhythmic. I'll show you Rhythmic on precision in a second. Alright. We are going to check Rhythmic. There's nothing open in Rhythmic. We're going to close Rhythmic. Okay, so our Bulenox is done. Let's pull up Rhythmic on our precision and take a quick look at that. Where we at? We are at 102.20 after commission. Okay, well, and it's only on that one account. It's the aggressive setups because, not a great day. But it's okay. We made money, so, can't really be upset about that, right? And that was a short into a long trend. I moved my target down to the 25 in hopes that let me just pull that back up. So we got short, and I moved it down here to 25 to hope we'd get back into this, into this congestion zone. I was hoping we get pulled into this congestion zone and kind of right in the middle around 25. 25 is a good round number anyways. That would get sucked down in there. It didn't. That's okay because we were in profit anyways. And that is the aggressive account. So still happy with that. Turn this off. Expired. They just pull Relink back up again. Still have a long way to go to even hit the minimum balance to withdraw, but that's okay. This is about long-term success, establishing good long-term habits, and surviving longer than everybody else. And by surviving, I don't mean just barely. I mean coming in, making good decisions consistently, even if it's only $100 that we're making a day on one account. That's $100 more than when I started the morning. And that's the mentality I want to keep. Not swinging for the fences. I want good decisions that can help me become a consistent long-term trader, because it's easy to be a successful short-term trader if you get lucky. But where things change for people is when you try to go from a short-term trader to a long-term trader. That's where the vast majority of people fail once they make it to the first level of success. It's then, well, how do you turn that short-term success into long-term success? And that's very difficult to do. Don't ever underestimate how difficult it is to go from short-term trading success to long-term trading success. That might be even more difficult than just getting to your first PA or your first withdrawal. Why is that? Well, trading is a mental game. Right? Partially mental. So you have a lot of different participants in the market who look at things differently. And so over time, you can see the market's personality and how it moves change. It can react differently to different indicators. You can have things happen like, oh, we have now, automated strategies, black boxes, AI is making all these decisions. You could have a convergence of all these signals and black boxes and algos trading around the same areas and impacting the market differently. So as things progress, technology changes, participants, turnover, or whatever, the market does change, which could take a profitable system to make it unprofitable. So how do you react to that? Well, the first thing you can do is put everything into context, like we've been doing every day. Put into context, right? Like this here. We weren't sure what was going to happen. We got this little fake out here. We said it might be a fake out. We weren't sure. We didn't have enough information. And that's okay. We don't necessarily have to choose a bias. We just have to say, okay, this is what's happening. Maybe we're unsure, so we don't do anything on the ES and we just wait. And if you look down here, you can see it kind of sold off back to this first level of support resistance. Now it's kind of regrouping and regaining and figuring out what it's going to do. It's going to go back up. I don't know. Maybe it'll break back down. Who knows? Let's see what the NQ is doing. It did come back down to that 25 area that I had pointed out where I had my target. So we were kind of right about that. It's kind of obvious when you see kind of that, and then it's like it was trying to push down. The ES had a potential fake out. So it was a good short trade, a good thought process behind where we put our target. It just didn't get to our target, but it's okay. We made money. So do not rush success. Do all the other things right, and before you know it, you're going to have success in your pocket. And that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to give this maybe till 10:15, 10:30, then we're probably going to call it, because I don't see anything really good happening before we get to 11. Not really seeing any setups upcoming. And so there's no point for me to just sit here in front of the chart and look at it go sideways. That's the other thing. Especially newer traders, I feel like or traders who are just experienced a little bit of success or like right on that verge, sometimes you just need to walk away. Just walk away. You don't need to spend 8 hours in front of your charts. If you're testing ideas and coding ideas and developing indicators, yeah, it might be beneficial to put in some of those hours, but you need a break from the market at some point. It is draining looking at the market, even if you're not consciously watching the market move, but subconsciously you're seeing it move, right? So you see it move 50 points, 100 points, or you're back testing ideas, and subconsciously you're like, man, if I could just catch, you know, one part of one of these moves, like what would my life be like if I could do that? Like, it is mentally draining to be constantly thinking like that. You just need to take a break. Plus, it'll save you from making bad decisions, as I've said many times before. I'll take a look again at tomorrow. Have the Fed chair testifying at 10 isn't great. You have this 10-year bond auction though, so what I'm hopeful is, which I doubt, I bet it's going to be very similar today, tomorrow, is that between 9:30 and 10 maybe we get a little bit of action, maybe we get some trades, maybe we can stop trading before 10. And then when 10 comes, it's probably going to do what it's doing now. And I don't know how long he's going to testify for. I don't know how long they normally testify for. But then you have this 10-year bond auction, which after the Fed chair testifies up into the 10-year bond auction, I think is either going to be dangerous or zero action. But we'll see. See, the ES is regaining right now after that little, you know, potential head fake right there. It has a nice little kind of bottom here on this 4 range, so it could continue. But also, you got to take a look at the NQ and see what it's doing. Kind of moving back up, kind of moving together nicely with price action, like this right here. Is a nice little setup pattern. Just go back here. Was it like on the single? Doesn't look as good on the single. Looks pretty good on the 40 range. So see, there we go. We regained pretty much back up to this level here, right? This new one. Little gap here on the 4 range, but that's all right. Have a nice little hammer here. Then it's kind of rejecting these wicks right here on the ES. So it came up to, what is that, 41, 42-ish, and it rejected all these wicks. So no follow through there, at least on the 3 minutes so far. You still have 2 minutes left almost, but you know, just reading it live, that's kind of what I'm seeing. I haven't taken a Legends trade yet. I don't think we will. And I mean, look at these 5-minute charts. These are terrible. It wants to trade that, you know? It was bad price action. So we're probably not going to trade that. We'll probably just close it down at the end of the stream. But just throw it out there. No trades on that one. Look at the 80 range. That's just a mess, right? How messy is that? There's precision. 102. There's Bulenox 210. And there's Flexy, nothing. Flexy, we missed that trade, so we didn't take another one. And then Legends, I just showed you, there's nothing over here in the P&Ls. Give it 3 more minutes, and then that's it. The potential long on the ES right now, right around 40.75. If this, unless the price gets to 37.75, if the price gets to 37.75, long is no longer valid. If it gets to, I would say 40.75, that will be the long. It'd be an aggressive long for 1 to 2 points. 2 points typically, 1 point in this type of market. I won't be taking that. We had gotten filled on that Flexytrade, that would have been 200 about per account. That would have been about $1,000 per account, but we missed it. That's okay. We knew better than to try to get back in, take a bad trade, or take a second trade, which is what I do not do on that system. So, good decision. That ES long I called was no longer valid. There's about 20 seconds until a new 5-minute bar. Let's see where this 5-minute bar closes. We are inside the 5-minute opening range. We could not close outside of the 5-minute opening range on the 5-minute bar so far. And there it is. It closed right inside the 5-minute opening range again. So with that, we're gonna call it a day. Was that about $300? Is that what that was? About $300? I already forget what it was. $312, $313. Not bad. Good decisions in a crappy market, so we're going to be happy with that. We'll be back here trading tomorrow. Hopefully we get a little bit more action, but with that 10 o'clock news, confident that that's what will happen. But in any case, we're going to be here. We're going to be doing the same things. We're going to be creating discipline, repetition, making good trade decisions, and hopefully the rest will take care of itself. Hope everybody had a good trading day out there, and we will be back tomorrow.